Jam it. I'm wondering if the Verizon tower is still having a little bit of problem, because I actually lost internet there for just a short time and then it came right back. Wait, where's my other piece? Hold on. Around here somewhere. Aha! Here it is. So this is going to be another piece. But I think it's wider than the front, so... yeah. So this goes all the way to this right here, but you can see this went all the way out to 3. So I need to do that, at least 3 down here, 3 here, but I can do 1.5 right here. I'm here, I promise. So what I'm gonna do, just to get an idea and I'm not wasting fabric, is I'm gonna go ahead and do this one side and see what I need, and then I can do this side. That. Actually, that's gonna go up there. So now I get to piece pieces again. And do realize that if I had just gone with a piece of paper, a piece of fabric, and not done all this quilting, I could have had this shirt done already. But no, I can't do things simple. What is wrong with me? I just realized I ran out of squares of this. Oh, thinking about that earlier, that I could have had this already done. I know, it's sad, isn't it? Well, I just ran out of the smaller squares and rectangles of both this and this. And I'm about to run out of it on this. So I'm actually thinking of putting this away for tonight. And... because I do want to make several tops out of this, I have an idea. I'm going to get it out. So I'm going to get out some of my other fabrics. So I'm going to put this away for now because during the stream, I don't, you know, I can do some of this, but I don't think I want to do a huge amount of just get out of my face, bug, of doing a whole bunch of the cutting. And I have to dig it out the other scraps. Like for this, I know I have more I can cut up. I've got to check on this. Got plenty of the blue. And actually the blue, I have some wider pieces. I'm actually going to make the side panels out of that. And it's only going to be like big squares of that. I would do that too. Do what I want to do and try to magically hope I have enough time. Oh, have a good night, AJ. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. So what I am thinking... something super simple. Okay, I have two really nice linens now. I don't know if you can see it. This is more of a white. This is more of an antique white. All right. And to give it texture, thinking doing a lace, get out of there, bug, a lace overlay. And that would be super simple, but it would be really pretty. So let me have several laces. That's one lace. And this is nice because it does have, well, this is an older lace, so I have to be careful about some of the bottom. So this has a really nice bottom, but one area is bad. Okay, two areas are bad. Hold on. Yeah, you think I only have one to choose from? Come on. Because here's another one. And that one's kind of nice because the flowers actually have like a contrasting sheen to it. And I think I have just enough of this to do that with. And it does have a finished edge. It's not as fancy as this, but I think it's in better shape. By the way, Sable, if you don't know... Oh, there goes the timer. Ding ding. Everyone take a drink of the hydrating fluid of choice. I go thrifting. And I will get like antique and older stuff and I will repurpose it. And that's what both of these are. So I'm repurposing this lace. These were actually old-fashioned tablecloths. But it's a really nice lace fabric. It's actually very soft and pliable. Oh, nice. I approve. Yeah, I think I want to go with this. I think that the contrasting sheen would make a really attractive blouse. So I'm going to put this aside for now. Let me go ahead and fold this back up. And then let me get all of that out and then perfect it a little bit. That out, put this back here. Oh, wait a minute. I have a second piece. Yes! Alright, I definitely have enough for that blouse. Alright, let me sit down. Yeah, antique repurpose is great. And some of it's not antique, some of it's vintage, but still. Don't care. It still looks great. So, is this the right side? No, I don't think it is. There we go. But it's definitely something you want a liner underneath it. And because Arizona is so hot, the linen is really, really great for that because it breathes so much. And because this would be draped over it, of course, linen has a little bit of an issue with wrinkling. I had just washed these, so that's about as bad as it'll get. This is actually a processed linen from a specialty store, so it's actually processed to be softer and not wrinkle as much as normal linen. But this draped over it would hide that to where I don't have to constantly iron this. Now the question is, do I want to put this over the whiter, which is this side? Or do I want to put it over the antique white, which is on this side? Let me see if I have the light of it. I hope that helped or not. Adjusting my lights. That's a little better. So close. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the whiter, because this already has an antique white patina to it. And I'm worried about it going too yellow with the antique white. And yellow is not a good color for me. It makes me look jaundiced. So yeah, I think this one. Need water. I'll be right back. I gotta get some more water. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. Oh, looks like Ash. Oh, you got some more on the plotting then. Well, that's good. All right, so we're gonna put this aside. And because I want this very much to be free-flowing, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the liner only at the shoulders, around the neckline, and around the arm line. The rest of it, it's going to actually be two different pieces, which I think will be nice because this will move over it. Forward into the breach, Ash. There you go. All right. I have a project. Ash, you know, I don't think I want to go forward into someone's rump. I'd rather go for the breach. Details, details. Okay, I just realized how sheer this is. I need to check something. Stay. Oh, ding ding! Everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. Alright, which side is the right side? Okay, it's gonna be the side. And stay. Just out of curiosity, how much would show through? A little bit. That's not it. Oh, hello, Claire. Oh, SM is back. Welcome back. And yes, by the way, writers are allowed to have typos in Twitch. You know, when that's single, that's not going to be that much different. And a little bit thicker. Hold on. Yeah. We'll check one other fabric. No, I don't work with a lot of leather, although my aunt actually still does sometimes. Even has a heavy duty come back here, you bug. Haha. Heavy duty sewing machine out in the garage or the shop that's designed for sewing with leather. But I don't think she has done anything like leather jackets or anything. Oh great, now I gotta fold 5 yards worth of fabric. Alright, there we go. So Claire, if you're still on, I am actually sewing some clothes for myself for a trip I'm going on, I'm going to be driving up to Oregon and staying there for a while to help out with my grandmother. And I desperately need some good clothes for that. So that's why I'm sewing, because finding things that fit off the rack is horrible. Oh, faux leather, which is closer to fabric. Well, I've done denim before. Alright, so. Alright, so I'm taking a look at the grain. And the grain is running this way. Move the serger off to the side. And I'm going to cut my 2 big pieces that need to be on a fold first. I ate 2/3 of a 22 ounce of rice pudding for dessert after my pizza in the afternoon. You guys are making me hungry. Knock it off. I'm not one to talk. I'm always making people in the Discord chat hungry. Because of my food sensitivities, I have to cook a lot of my own food. Alright. So, this is the pattern piece. Okay, so if any of you have been in my stream the last 2 weeks, I have been putting together my own pattern for a top that fits me. And, you know, I adjust the pattern, cut it out of some throwaway sheets to make a mock-up, try it on. Oh, I need to make an adjustment here or there, and it was, yeah, a process that took 2 weeks. Well, all the main pieces are done. And I actually, this is a type of, it almost feels like interfacing, but it's not, and it's designed for creating mock-ups and creating final patterns of your own out of. So I've now made that. So now this is going to be the first official good shirt out of this new pattern. So this is the middle pattern, middle panel in the back of the shirt. Where are my pins? And yes, I am once again using safety pins instead of straight pins because, as people who know me are aware, I am a huge klutz. And if it's possible to hurt myself and draw blood, I will. And because this material that I made the pattern out of is cloth-like, I'm able to pin right through it without hurting it. I'm going to pin along the fold first, because that's the most important. Keep that straight, the rest sorting. Working on whitish material, we do not want drops of blood on it. That would not be good. Ding ding! Everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. In fact, I'm getting mine out too. Okay. So, I have the fold all pinned down, so I'm going to just make sure this is completely flat. And then I'm going to do the four corners and then work my way inward. Boy, the bugs are really attracted to the white of this fabric. What's the temperature outside? Oh, I don't have that up on this computer. Never mind. Yeah, I agree. It's the light reflecting off of it. Because they're doing the same with any of the lampshades and the walls. They'll fly right into the wall and bounce off. Ow! I mentioned I'll stab myself on anything pointy. So I can't do the degree sign in Twitch. When I try, it takes me to a search in the same tab. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Let me cut this out. Playing with fire, bug. You do not land on me. Aww. SM says the legging I bought last week have a hole in them. No, you doofy website, I don't need to know what Fahrenheit or Celsius means, or conversions to one or the other. I just need to type in the bloody degree symbol. 73 degrees to 23 Celsius. Well, that would be nice. I'd love it to still be in the 70s. But oh no, we were in the 70s for only a very short time. Ta-da! I have a scrap of linen. I'm gonna start a linen scrap bag. Now this one. Oh, we hit above 90 degrees today and are supposed to be above it for the rest of the coming week. Yeah, we hit... Oh goodness, was that yesterday? Yesterday we hit 99 degrees. Today I think we hit 100. And we're supposed to be over 100 all through the weekend. Oh yes, I can't wait to start sewing again. Yay! Right. I'll go ahead and unpin this because I'll be doing the lace drape out of this. I'm going to cut everything out of the linen first, of course. Yeah, 100 degrees stinks. And my medical condition makes me extremely heat intolerant. And my aunt is a lover of heat, so we're always kind of going back and forth on how warm can she have it in the house before the AC flips on, and what temperature is it that will actually physically make me sick. Another dead bug. Okay, so have that one. She's trying to. And it's all about compromise. We're trying to find those compromises. And there is also how much it costs to have the AC on. And I don't have a job at the moment, a regular job, I should say, where I can contribute to the air conditioning. We've actually talked about doing like a window AC in my bedroom, and I can just close the door and crank that thing down. Well, I don't know why. I should just cut this out, but I'm not going to. Just in case I've done anything wrong and I look at it again. Be absolutely sure, so. Not gonna cut it out yet. Still, that's darn impressive. Let's see what that looks like. That was a lot of piecing together. Just out of curiosity, is there anyone you can stay with in Oregon? I don't know. Because I don't know, because I've thought about that becoming kind of a snowbird, getting out of Arizona in the summer. And especially if I'm successful getting a remote job, which is what I've been applying for, then the job can just go with me, just so long as I have internet. So, I'll be talking with my aunt while I'm up there. I do have an aunt up there. Oh, ding ding! Everyone take a drink of your hydrating fluid of choice. Oh, your boyfriend has a problem with that too? Oh, partner, sorry. Yeah, moving to Portland would. The problem is it is so expensive to live there. Having my own apartment there would be hugely expensive. Get out of here, bug. Anyway, we'll find out. Kind of a scouting mission. Oh, yeah, I'm allergic to cats. Very allergic to cats. In fact, I think it was just a year ago that my aunt's cat here, she had an outside cat to help keep down vermin, but, you know, it would go in and out. It actually had a cat door. She keeps threatening once in a while to get another cat. Oh! Welcome back, Play. I'm back, just finished transcribing my journal to digital format. I made a deal with myself I wouldn't interact again till it was done. Okay. SM says, I can't wait to move. I can hopefully be able to get back to all my hobbies as well. Oh, Play, my condition does not allow me to like heat either. Yeah, okay. Sounds like we have several in here that are like that. So I hope the transcribing went well. Oh, California is expensive too. Yes, I know. And California has been too expensive for a long time. I have not considered it even an option for decades. Oh, I thought they said call me Play. Did you say call me Plav? In which case I misread it. Oh, okay. Now, in my defense, without my glasses, I'm very much legally blind, and even with my glasses, sometimes things are blurry. So, yeah, I honestly thought it said play. Oh dear, SM, I realized I pretty much only have 2 days off before I am in another 2 days at work. My feet cannot recover in 2 days. Yep. Yep, we're easygoing. And it helps that, you know, none of us are purposely malicious. You know, if it's a case where you take offense of something, it was never meant that way. So it's like you take a deep breath and then just approach it calmly. Another nice linen scrap. Look at that. I have no idea what I'll use with it. But there you go. Yep, your last 2 shifts. Yay! Is Sable still here? Another nice scrap. Oh, I needed to mark this. I have one piece where this is where they come together. Mark that. And this is You've seen me using this a whole bunch. This is actually a specialty fabric marker, and it will completely wash out in water. Another piece done. Okay, so the next two pieces are not cut on a fold, but I need 2 pieces of each. Cut 2. Timer. Everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. Flav has gotten into the drink time. They already know what the timer means. Did you realize that I started my streams with the timer, that it was for those who wanted timed writing would have that. And I think hardly anyone ever uses that for actual writing. We use it for all kinds of other things, like doing housework in 10-minute sprints, and washing dishes in 10-minute sprints, and making sure we drink enough. But I don't think I've heard of anyone actually using it for timed writing yet. Four corners first. More pointy things for me to hurt myself with. Well, I just heard the poor, confused local rooster. There are some nights that I hear him crowing all night long, and yet strangely, the moment the sun starts coming up, he goes silent. It's like, that's time to sleep. Maybe the rooster's a night owl too. Ash is back. Which means you didn't hear a thing I said. Another linen scrap. And while I was in the kitchen, I successfully saved the game and even made a backup. You've been playing a game while you've been in here? You were supposed to be writing and plotting. Oh, that one. Okay, I get it, I get it. I had momentarily forgotten about that. So Ash said, for those who are confused, we have a joke in the household that we're in a sim-like game, and to save the game we open the fridge. This time I also opened the freezer. Okay, no, I was just telling a story. I'm hearing the our poor confused neighborhood rooster. And there have been so many times it's completely dark out. There's no sign of the sun coming up yet. And he just starts crowing. And there's some nights where he will crow all night long, but then he suddenly goes quiet when the sun comes up. And I'm wondering if this rooster is a night owl like me. In any case, he's extremely confused and or blind. Another nice linen scrap. Wait a minute. Cut that. There we go. Wondering if I should write a little farm story about a creature whose of roosters whose circadian rhythms are completely off. I'm gonna have to think about that. So, now I have 2 pieces of that. Now, I need 2 pieces of this. Huh. I wonder if this would fit in here. Not quite. Wait a minute. You got caught. Oh. It decided that bloody was swearing, and cock-a-doodle-doo bang-o was also swearing. We're gonna allow it. Oh, that's funny. So I said, in one place we lived when I was a teen, the year I turned 13 in fact, our neighbors behind our house had a bunch of chickens. That rooster would crow every bloody morning at the crack of dawn. Oh, by the way, ding ding, everyone, take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. That rooster would crow every bloody morning at the crack of dawn and wake my mother, who's a light sleeper, up every time. One day she said, I'd like to shoot that rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo bang-o. It was hilarious. So Plav asked, when you write, do you use for the words like Coffee Quill and a few others, or what is your preference? I actually write in Scrivener is my preference. And then I copy and paste into for the words. I usually do 100-word jumps to help me move forward in a story. As I mentioned earlier tonight, how you write can change through your life. I used to do timed writings all the time, and it worked really well. But I can't anymore. It actually causes anxiety. I can't handle the timer on it. Even short periods. Like, every so often, though, I can still do it like a 10-minute or 15-minute. But anything longer than that, nope. Can't handle it anymore. So yeah, I copy and paste into it. My problem is remembering to do it every day. I also, I no longer try to do the, any of the quests that are for daily writing. Because of my health, I can't write every day. In fact, in my spreadsheet, I set up a special spreadsheet that is designed to track by week and month, not by day. And that works so much better for me. I think. Not around. Oh, so we have some other questers in here. So SM said, I use for the words, then copy into Scrivener. Oh, Lav says, I own Scrivener, but it's so daunting to learn. I only use the basic tools in it. I know how to use a whole bunch of the more in-depth ones, but for common writing, I just don't find it necessary. So Plav says, I've been using for the words, then copying into Microsoft Words, and then I put it into the cloud too. Okay. Oh, SM, I currently have a 64-day streak or something in for the words. I know I got over 100 days once, and then I got sick, and you know what? It wasn't worth the stress I was putting myself onto. I cannot help it when I get sick. So yeah, I no longer do the streaks, streak quests. It's just not healthy for me. And I do my best to keep writing fun, which is one thing I like about For the Words. It gamifies it. But that aspect of it is not fun. And I take things away that... I remove things that diminish my feeling of fun when it comes to the writing. The writing must remain fun. I protect it very much. I tried also for gamifying writing, trying Habatica, and there's actually quite a few writing groups in there. But once again, it's a case where doing things scheduled on a daily basis just does not work for me. It's not flexible enough. I have to stay flexible. Oh, Flap says, I agree with that. Oh, Ash, yeah, after my awful year in 2012, it's taken me years to get back to the point where writing is fun for me again. Yep. You do not want to lose it, because getting it back is so hard. I know with the indie revolution, there was a whole bunch of people writing to market and proclaiming this is the only way to do it. And by one, I've been watching them just kind of drop off the wayside because it took the fun away from writing. It made it a chore, and they burned out. Meanwhile, yeah, I may not be selling like them, but I'm still writing. Go. Now to cut it out. I just thought of something. If I were to type into the stream chat, cut it out, would the auto mod tag that as hostility? Oh, Plav says, I was a computer science major for quite a while, then discovered literature and writing as a major, and fell in love with the craft. Now I have my bachelor's degree and love writing. Good for you. Oh dear, you lost the music? Let me look. Oh, it's a really quiet song. There we go. Ash says, I actually shelved my writing at the end of November that year and told myself I'd not pick it up again until I got another speculative fiction idea. Oh, Plav, I've just been trying to find a system that makes writing fun, so I stick with it and develop a habit. Yeah, definitely. Actually, I do remember that, Jam. Oh, that Ash. Yeah, you said there for a while when you were really deep in depression, you said you were never going to write again. But you still hung out around us, so I figured that there was hope. Ding ding! Everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. There's another scrap. Also, the whole concept of majors and minors, I think that's what they are called, is bizarre to me. Be glad you don't have to deal with it. Ash says, yeah, I was hoping, and that's why I shelved my writing at the end of November. I figured the only way to get it through my creative mind that I was serious about the genre I wanted to write was to actually say, I'm not doing this until you cooperate. What time is it? 2:49. I wish it was 10:49. We'd have a lot more time to stream. Oh, and Ash says then on the 15th of December that year, I started on the first iteration of DH01. It didn't take you too long for your creative brain to finally cooperate just a little bit. You just had to be, you had to express tough love. That, I think that's the way you put it. Another piece. Ha ha ha. Do I still have to cut out the yolk? I will, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. As I'm still deciding... Oh, wait a minute. I see what you're saying. Actually, this is a slightly different pattern. This will not have the yolk that you're talking about. I was thinking of the interfacing. Never mind. No, this will not have a yolk. I almost knocked over my chair. Okay, the other fabric. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Plav, I'm looking at your blog right now and it's very nice. What do you use to create it? WordPress? Did you learn some coding to make it look nice? So yes, it is a WordPress. It is not... Hold on. Okay. It is not on WordPress.com. I actually have my own domain name and installed the software myself. And then I either found free resources or purchased various themes and plugins and then put it together. So I'm actually, I actually build websites sometimes freelance. So yes, sometimes I do adjust the coding a little bit. But I don't code like plugins from scratch. I'm not that good at it. Not that good, anyway. Because I want to keep this finished edge. One thing I need to see if this has an even bottom hem, because I don't want to make a mistake on that. Well, let's see, 257. I could probably get the seams put together on this pretty fast. How about I do that? As I cheat and use my programmer partner to program my blog. There you go. Well, I know some HTML, but it's been a long time. Yeah, you know what? There's actually... the way things are anymore, you don't do a whole bunch of HTML raw coding. Every so often I'll use it, because I used to hand code everything way back in the day, but don't really have to do that much anymore. SM, I also tricked him into running the blog for me, so he has to do fancy stuff on it. Oh, that's funny. Well, I know you can do it. You're so smart. So Plav asked, I assume J.A. Marlow is your name, or did you create a... I created a pseudonym. And that is because there was no way I was putting my real name on a book of mine. Because my last name's not a good last name. Not for books. Anyway, there goes the timer. Everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. And I am trying to figure out, does this actually have a right or wrong side? I think that is the side. And that is the right side. So, I'm going to match this up to that mark. Sew down. Says I don't know if I should use Plavarus or like my actual name. It depends. There's so many different reasons to use a pseudonym, and there's other reasons to stay with your real name. OSM, same jam, though not because of my last name. I actually love my last name. Okay. Yeah, there's some that use a pseudonym for professional reasons. Perhaps the you know, like if they're a teacher, and actually SM, because they are going into the legal profession, they might want to consider a pseudonym as well, just to make sure that there's a distinct separation between professional and the two different professions. Because there have been instances going, you know, people come back and say, well, that character was inspired by me, I was your client, where it's totally not true. But you know what? If you put a little barrier there, make it a little harder for them to even know it's you. Yeah. So I know quite a few lawyers and quite a few teachers, especially if they do anything that is explicit, erotica, horror, or something like that, and they use pseudonyms. Oh, if you write naughty stuff, yeah. It'd probably be a very wise thing for you to use a pseudonym. Oh, Ashwin. Okay. Just in case anyone's listening here, that is thinking of a pseudonym, and you don't have anything published yet, and you haven't, you know, definitely settled on something you want to consider is, number one, does that name have an open domain? If it does, then you're good to go. If it doesn't, you might want to rethink it. Number two, do searches across to the retailers. Make sure nobody else is using that name or something very similar, because you want to stand out. Number three, you want to make sure that it fits well on a book cover, whether that's a print book cover or an ebook cover, which means you want to stay away from really long names. For cover designers, you want them to have the ability to make your author name as big as possible. The Traditional trade publishers have trained readers to expect that if a name is big on a cover, that means that that person is important and that the publisher is putting a lot of push behind it. And I'm talking about generations worth of training to the reading public. So what I tell people when I design their covers, since I do freelance book cover design, you make your name as big as possible. I don't care if you think, oh, I'm just starting out or I'm nothing. You fake it till you make it. So in picking out a name, make sure that it's going to work well in design. So just some advice. How do you check if domains are named? Yes. You do a Google search, but you also need to do a domain name search. You can go to any, like, go to the namecheap.com website. That's actually who I use for my domain names. And they have the ability there for you to search domains and find out if it's available. Because sometimes people will have grabbed a domain name, but they haven't put a website up yet. Ow. Alright, where's that mark? Oh, there it is. Ashwin would be good. Let's see, how many letters is that? Because I was going to say 8 or less is ideal. So that's 7 letters. And Lavaris? Yeah. That's 8 letters. I would not go longer than that. And of course the name can go on 2 lines. So you can have Plavaris as either a surname or a first name. Same with Ashwin. Ashwin. So yeah, you're both good. Ash says, yeah, my name is unique as a whole, and pretty much every periodic search I've done on it has brought up only stuff I posted online under this pen name. There's an Ian. Oh, yeah. Lavaris. Okay. I'm still pronouncing it wrong, huh? After the tailless Y. Yeah, yeah, yeah. there goes the timer. Everyone take a drink of your hydrating fluid of choice. Varus asked, that's what I was going to ask too. As a surname, does it have like a first and last, or is the one word fine? Like my last name is 10 letters. Yeah, 10 letters is going to be harder to fit, but you know what? If you want to use your real name, then go for it. As for using, you know, being known for only one name, like Madonna, I don't really see that much in the writing world. I'm sure it's been done, but it's not the norm. At the very least, people have initials like what I do. Okay, so that's the front. Ash, I'm guessing that you can hear the music now? Okay, I think this is the front. Oh, and I forgot to mark this. Okay, good. There's the marker. Okay, so there is like Sarah J. Mass, who uses their first and last, but puts in their middle initial, yeah. Okay, because I do like my name, but I never thought about using a pseudonym name given that I'll be going into law. Yeah, with you going into law, you might want to consider it. Oh, rats. Did I turn that around to the right side? Okay, I did. For SM, my last name is going to be so fun when I go into law. You're gonna have to have people spelling it. I mean, have you spell it for them all the time? this linen, I'm definitely glad that I'm using the serger. Because I can already tell, you know, just from me cutting it, it's already starting to, threads are starting to come off of it. Which means when I wash it, anything that's not protected or covered or serged, it would be horrible to deal with. Ash, is it something like crook? Do I think it's almost mandatory to use a pseudonym if you go into law? No, nothing is mandatory. I'm just saying for the legal ramifications of opening yourself up for prosecution by weirdos and people with thin skins, it could potentially cause a future problem, but it might not. And if you really want your surname, go for it. Just know that there are possibilities on that and be careful. Plaveris, were you thinking of doing like Plaveris and then using for your other name your real name? Because that would be different enough, it should hide you. Another dead bug. I just noticed that the camera shakes when this sews. It's an earthquake. I thought I'd gotten that out of there. Yeah, or like a combination. Plaveris first name, then X last name. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, one of the names is a pseudonym, the other one is real. But, you know, that should, like I said, should still be enough to hide you. The one thing that you need to be concerned about in some cases is that if you have a really unique first and last name and you decide to use that name, oops, ding ding, everyone take a drink of your hydrating fluid of choice. So let's say you apply for a job at a law firm and you have a highly unique name. They go and Google your name, which is actually quite common when you're looking to hire someone, and you see what comes up under it. Now, for certain writing, yeah, no big deal. For some, it might but if you're using partial real, partial pseudonym, your name's not likely to pop up. You'll be fine. Oh, only reason I am not a fan of Plaveris is because I potentially wanted to use it for a character name. And you know, these are all things just to weigh and think about. You don't have to do any of it, or you can go and do it. It's your choice. I am definitely not here saying that you can't do it. I'm definitely not doing that. OSM says, yeah, that is why I'm not using my last name. It's pretty unique. Plaveris, yeah, definitely. Never crossed my mind before, so you got me thinking. Okay. Well, thinking is good. You know, decide what you want to do, what's best for you. Bug buzzing me again. What time is it for you in Arizona? And Cali? Is Cali and Arizona on the same time zone right now? It is 3:24. I am determined to put this together so I can at least try it on. This is, and like I said, this is the under piece, the lining, and then the lace will go over this. But I want to make sure this fits first, and I need to make sure that I get the hemline right and adjust it as needed before I cut out the lace. I got my linen is shedding all over me. I'm gonna stand up and it's all gonna fall to the floor. Oh, SM, I should sleep. I've just done a night shift. Why aren't I more tired? You're probably overtired. Sounds like Ash might be having the same trouble. Should be the last seam of the big pieces. Let me show it off. There it is. All right. Oh, nearly midday there. Flaveris, I'm sorry. And yet I'm not sorry. I have been trying to go to bed, sleep around 1 to 2 a.m., but it's been more fun hanging with Jam. Alright, so. Ash, you were asking about it. Alright, this is the finished pattern that I have, and it actually has princess lines. So here's the yoke. And then it has the princess lines here. So, and I actually have that shaped to my bust size. But it gives very nice lines for someone like me. I do have hips and everything. This will come out to go a flare around the hips, which will look very nice. But the reason why I switched to this pattern in finishing it was because I realized that the pattern that I was doing the yoke for was basically this pattern, only the yoke would be cut like right about there. So if I got this pattern figured out and completely fitted, then I could actually take this long piece, divide it into two, and I could have a top piece and a lower piece. What is a yoke? Well, are you actually serious? Because if so, I'll show you. Gotta find my cat. Oh, wait a minute, that's over here. Oh, you don't think you'll get contacted for other job at the VA? I'm so sorry. I was hoping for you. I was serious, but I'm also making a pun. Okay. Alright, so this top, this is actually a vintage pattern. This top part around the neck, that is called a yoke. Y-O-K-E. And I liked this one because it's not square around the neck and square yoke as well. It's actually square on the bottom edging for the yoke, but it's rounded around the neck. And that's what I was going for. And with this, I can do that. So I have the pattern where it has the rounded neckline, but I can keep the princess seam lines, which is very slimming. But I can actually make it two pieces because I would need to elongate each of them just enough for the seam allowance in the middle. So I could cut that right there and I would have the square of the bottom part, but I would still have the round around the neck. And then this bottom middle part I can do in two ways. I can do it flat like this, or I can make it a little wider and actually have a gather right here. So with this one pattern, Oh, everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. So with this pattern right there, there's 3 different varieties of tops, and I haven't even, excuse me, gotten to, I can adjust this. I can do the round, I can do a square, I can do the pointed, I can do a princess, I can do, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, I can do all kinds of things even with the neckline, and the rest of it would fit me fine. It would look like a completely different top because of course it would be in different fabrics. The other thing I can do is put different sleeves on it. Now in this, because I want it cooler, I am not putting sleeves on it. I will actually be taking an interfacing, and once I have the lace on it, then both of them will be bound around here and around here. But for a completely different look, I could put a variety of different different sleeves on it. And I actually have about 3 different types of sleeves that I want to eventually fit to this, where I can mix and match. The same basic pattern will be exactly the same, and yet they will look different. Why not use the lace for sleeves? I'm just not doing it on this one. That's interesting. I'd legit never heard of yoke before. Yoke with clothing before. Oh, yep, that's what it's called. Yep, so I'm going to bring this back. Yep, that piece around the neck. And it's separate from the rest of the garment. You actually cut it out. You can cut it out of different types of material, contrasting colors, and whatever. That is called the yoke. Ash, to be honest, right now, it has been so hot here that I can't handle having anything on my shoulders. And I have one top that has no shoulders. So I need something else. And this is going to be it. The white dress depicted has a contrasting yoke. Yeah, right here. So it has a dark, and it looks like embroidered, but then it goes into a white dress. This is actually a really nice pattern, but I don't know, Ash, if you remember me muttering to myself as I was getting these patterns out and trying to size it to myself that I thought the angles were wrong. I was right. Some of the angles of the pieces, the way they came together, it was just wrong. So by coming up with this, I can get a look extremely close to this. But all the angles on this are right, and it fits right. In fact, I need to actually try this on now. Oh, you do remember that, yeah. And it turned out, yeah, my hunch was right. And it fits. In fact, it might even be a little too loose in the back. Yeah, I think before I cut out another top, I'm actually and after I made the good pattern pieces, I'm actually going to adjust this so that not quite so loose in the back. But I have some options there. But because this one will be layered and it will have the lace over it, it's not really going to show that anyway. It should be fine. Well, at least it's not too small, right? Oh, Maris, you're a good seamstress. A streamer seamstress. Well, I get by. How's that? I know more than most. So, the big part that I was really concerned about is actually the bottom. And so, if I bring this together, over. Okay. So, tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out really flat. And I'm going to make sure that this bottom edging on these final... Oops, where is it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Where is it? Like on this piece, you can see that it's just a little bit too long here where it connects up with that piece. And it's a little too short here. But I need to make sure is this one the way it should be. Does it curve right? So I just need to make sure that all of these are curved right and meet each other at the same length, because the lace that I'm going to use has a finished edge to it. It's not something that I can hem to whatever I need to. It needs to be right the first time. Yeah, too small would be awful. It would be a case where I just wasted all the fabric and all the time. In fact, even on this one, if I really, really wanted to, let's see. Oh, that's the front. It's mostly the back where the issue is. So if I wanted to, I could actually bring it in a little bit right here. But I'm not sure I'm going to. Because the way it's loose right now, it's very roomy, it's very airy. And like I said, it will have this lace that will be loose on it and it'll move. You notice I already did these seams. These are the finished seams. I just need to iron them. I had the option of cutting this out and actually sewing this into each of these panels, but by doing that, it would have created a more stiff look to it. Only this small part could have moved. By keeping all of this separate, all of this is going to be able to move. So there you go. So that will be my job tomorrow. And I'm hoping I can do it during the day. I would really like to do another writing stream. Well, Varys, you may not know this, but if I'm not creative within a certain amount of time, I get cranky because I go through withdrawals. I was going to attach it at the shoulders. I decided not to because I will be attaching it at the neckline and the armholes. So there was really no reason to have to do it right here. It'll have plenty of anchoring. So, yeah, I was going to, but I changed my mind. When I was thinking about it, I was going, well, why do that? There's no reason to. It's going to be tied down plenty. Oh, Ampliferus, that's how I am if I go too long without reading. There you go. But anyway, yeah, that's a nice linen. Be nice and airy and nice and cool. Just out of curiosity, that's the front. So this is the back. So what I think I'll be doing is I'm going to verify where my waist is. And in this finished pattern, I'm going to go ahead and just scoop it just a little bit more and bring this in. because this is this piece, and that's already pretty narrow, and it's more narrow than the other. Where'd that one go? Because this is the back side panel. This is the front side panel, and you can see that this one's actually quite a bit wider. So what I might do, because this part and this part's good, I might again verify my waist and just bring this in just a little bit. So that would make this a little narrower. But this one, for the most part, it needs to stay the same, the size it is. But I can narrow it here and here. And everyone take a drink of their hydrating fluid of choice. So I thought I was completely done with the pattern, but apparently I do need to make just a few small adjustments, but you know what? I can do that. Not a huge deal. And I got the front piece of that done. I'm really proud of that. So this was, I actually made to the same thing as this. This is that front yoke. I mean that front princess line. Will be the lace that I'm gonna do with it. Unplug this and move it. Ow! Okay, all right. I only bumped my foot. Sewing seems a lot like being a good writer, where it requires visualization and creativity. Yeah, and flexibility. So that's all made out of Father Rooster's clothes. All the scraps that I've been saving. Otherwise, they would have just been thrown out. Okay, here's the second piece of that lace that I found. So I definitely have plenty for the top. Okay, bringing my sewing machine back over. As this is what I'll be using for when I get there, for the yoke and the armhole. I mean, for the neckline and the armhole. There we go. So I do have things somewhat cleaned up for my aunt, because if things go well, she's going to be in here sewing in the morning while I'm still sleeping. And speaking of sleeping, it's now 3:45 and I need to start heading towards bed. Let's see, how long has this been going? Oh. Well, I know Twitch reset on me at least once, but it looks like 4 hours, 45 minutes that I've been streaming tonight. So I had a lot of fun, got a lot done. Some great creativity. We had some great discussions tonight. I killed a whole bunch of bugs. I have maintained my reputation as a serial bug murderer. I didn't get as much plotted out and figured out on this upcoming outline as I wanted. So another reason, if I'm at all able to, I'm going to do a writing stream tomorrow night. But I am going to leave myself open. Like I said, I need to be flexible. Oh, Ash, that's okay, because I'm winding down now myself. Have a good night, Ash. Hopefully see you tomorrow. I'll at least talk to you a little bit, but I hope you have fun in your gaming night. So everyone, this is J.A. Marlow. Thank you so much for joining me for my Creating Worlds of Wonder stream. And thank you for all the participants and for all the great conversation. Really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Ash. I hope you sleep well too. So the next time I will be on will be tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Arizona time. That's my regular time. Most likely will be a writing stream, but you know, don't be totally surprised if it turns into another sewing stream. But I really would like to get some writing done. So I can be found all over the internet, including my homepage at jamarlow.com. I'm often at the Forward Motion for Writers website, that's fmwriters.com, and I'm daily in the Forward Motion Discord chat. You can find that link under the chat tab of the fmwriters.com website. I'm on Twitter at jamarlow_sf. Twitch channel is J.A. Marlow. YouTube channel, J.A. Marlow. You can also support me at Patreon/J.A. Marlow. So yes, I'll see all of you guys later. I hope you have a great day, great night. Stay creative, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Have a good night.
Thank you so much for the raid. Hi, Raiders. How's your stream? What were you doing?